All right, we back with it. Secret House Against Tokyo-based hip hop art and culture conversations, largely discussing underground, independent, abstract, avant-garde, experimental hip hop suchness. Today, man, we got Elspeth back for a couple episodes, for 2 exactly. Y'all can go back and see our little catch-up joint that came out just whenever after I'm done editing it. But yeah, today we've got together to discuss the new Heems album. Somebody want to freak that title for me? Lafandar, yeah. Is that all right? Heems and Lapgan.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm putting the right spices in with those pronunciations. You know what I mean? but yeah, you guys know who Heems is. Lapgan. Like, what we like to do is discuss the artist before we get into the album. Heems is a New York-based rapper, MC artist person who's hasn't dropped in like 5 years, 6 years.
8 years, wasn't it?
Thug was
2015,
15, which
maybe
8 years, yeah.
All right, so yeah, it's been hella years for him. Lapgan is a kind of newer-ish producer, beat maker, artist too, maybe from New York as well. I don't know, but yeah, like, how do y'all know Heems?
He's in Das Racist,
He
right?
was
That's right.
1/3 of Das Racist, yeah. That's how I know him. I was never into Das Racist.
Not even the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell?
Not even the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
Not even the sit down man?
No, the shut up man. Like, nah.
Sit down man.
Honestly, it was Nehru Jackets that made me a Heems fan. Like, he was giving that away for free. I was like, oh, cool, raps. And
that's dope. That's my favorite project
really
from
dope
him.
tape. Yeah.
How about you, Spade?
No, I knew him from Das Racist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it right there. I'll just save everything else. For
You were
the comments.
tapped in with them. Okay. I mean, they broke up they separated. I don't know the terms of conditions that happened to make them break up, but they've been broken up for a whole minute. Nehru Jackets dropped in 2012.
Yep.
I didn't realize that it had been that long since
yeah.
that joint came out. And to be honest with you, I didn't really fuck with Eat Pray Thug. Just my own personal taste. Is not a critique of the quality or anything like that or about the artistry. I don't really remember it because I listened to it maybe twice and I was like, this ain't as fire to me as Nehru Jackets.
I mean, Nehru Jackets is real good.
The production, I think, is the thing that kind of held me back a little bit on that. And as far as Lapgan, this is my first time.
I'm guessing his name is Nagpal, so that would Lapgan,
Okay, that seems fine. All right, correct us in the comments. You know how the vibes. Come on, figure it out. But yeah, so today we're getting together with this album. It's 12 songs, 33 minutes, just released last weekend. It got hella features by Kool Keith, Open Mike Eagle, Quelle Chris, Euro Droog, Saul Williams, Blue, Sonny Jim, Sid Sriram, and also what is it, Sir Michael
Rocks.
Yeah. So, yeah, it got a lot of joints on it, man. How you guys feel about this?
Yeah, it's cool. It's dope.
I think it's phenomenal.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love me some, diaspora hip-hop.
I feel that.
The fact that it doesn't just... the fact that...
You go last, then. Let me say the good first.
Yeah, I mean, it does, a lot of the things that I have come to expect from a Heems album. Really, really interesting production with a lot of heavy Indian influence, Indian sampling, South Asian stuff, a lot of dope features on here. I feel like Heems has stepped it up a little bit as an MC since we last checked in,
heavy.
A decade or so ago. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I think it's a really dope project too. The production, the lyrics, the features, the variety of flows, just the overall package of it is a really dope return to form for me for Heems. I've always loved how he kind of maintains this semi-intellectual, worldly New York sensibility, but also mixing in his kind of Punjab American background and humor into this single package that really kind of lets you uncover his experiences like a brown man in America. And he raps with a sense of pride and heritage that really shows through, which I appreciate. It's like a proud exaltation and an emancipatory element to it as well. He has lines where he's very, very clearly proud of his, my middle name is Kumar, and he kind of flips that on his head as a judo throw. People who would use those things against him. You the goat, I'm eating goat curry. I keep mixing up my V's and W's. She stroked my sitar. You know what I mean? Lines like, he's in the ER. They think he's an MD just because he's Indian and shit like that. You know, I'm like, just because his background. But it always makes me feel happy to hear those type of topics and bombing, because he also with that aspect that is critiquing the relationship of his ethnic experience to the American experience. Sometimes there's like deep insight in those joints. The track Accent with Saul Williams, that shit is actually brilliant and wonderful, and it's not like overly pretentious or serious. Sometimes he's just like getting shit off. I love how hilarious he can be. I love how a big fan of hip hop culture he is. He's obvious, he's a little younger than me by 2 years, but you'll hear like he has a line about just being happy that he's on a song with fucking Cool Keith. Like anybody from my generation would and should feel the same about that. And also he'll say something like Metallic Winged Pigeon, which is a throwback to Cannibal Ox. Overall, I think that the rapping on this album is phenomenal. I know that the Rap Music Plug podcast did an interview with them, and I always like to watch those after I do a listen and review, but on the snippet it says that Heems really wanted to come with some rapping on this, and I think is wildly successful in that regard. I think so many of these tracks are like earworms, and they come back and they unfold differently, and the lines can be funny or intelligent or insightful or a lot of things, and the variety on this album is just dope for me. I like this one a lot as a rap fucking project. Now, Spade.
Okay. First, I'm gonna give Lapgun his roses and his praise. The production is so dope on here. I love the Punjabi influence. When you come in with a centaur, a tol, and a chimta, I'm there. Like seriously, to actually put all those pronounced percussional instruments into a track, along with chants, Punjabi chants, I'm there. Like, one thing I always say
power couple
about hip hop, and this is just my personal take, I feel like anybody feel like they can get into hip hop, but they always take, they never give back. So when I heard all this Punjabi chants and the chimta and stuff like that, and I'm like, cool, you're actually adding, you're bringing something in here, and you're making something new. That really touched my heart. I felt like this is hip hop at its core, because you're adding something, you're making it better. It's bigger than the sum of its parts. I'm like, yes, you're taking that culture, you're adding in there, you're mixing it in, you're putting it into the gumbo. Thank you. We need more of that, man. I had that thing about like some rap groups from the age, and they just ate our whole culture. Like now Memphis is taking off over here, and people just doing Memphis stuff. I'm like, come on, dog, do something new. Anyway, but that was great. Production's off the chain. Mix, phenomenal. Mm-hmm. When I heard you, I'm like, man, is this Connor Musada? Like, is this Connor?
Please.
Like,
I see it.
Yeah, I was like, huh. It was very weird to me. It's a
Heems
lot
has
of,
been doing this longer, but
exactly right.
That's why I'm kind of
exactly.
like, wait a minute.
But I see the comparison. I
was like, huh, that's kind of weird, man. The album is good, but the rhymes to me were pedestrian at times. I felt like the rhymes really weren't. Before I say that, let me say, I did feel joy with this album. It felt like somebody was having fun. I felt the joy in this album. It was very joyful. But the rhymes themselves was just like middle of the road to me. It wasn't anything spectacular, anything that stood out. At some points, it comes off gibberishes, like kind of like Cameron, like just saying things.
That's
yeah.
So,
I think that's fair, and I think partly why that didn't bother me too much is just because of the amount of features on here.
But I was gonna say that's my next point. The features outshine him on everyone. Like I feel like Heems got out rapped, especially by your old Droog. You killed it, man. Like all the features, man, were really better than Heems, in my opinion.
Okay.
There's nothing definitive about his style either. This style that he's coming with was just kind of like, all right, you're rapping and you're having fun. You're doing a good job rapping, but production and features saved this album for me.
What is it Heems says on the Mr. Motherfucking Esquire? Like, worst rapper on the track, the third coolest.
I disagree with you that he got out rapped by the features. I actually think that he keeps up with most of them and is interesting and dope because they bring such a different variety of styles to the album. I mean, we got Fatboy Sharif on this, and on that Fatboy Sharif track, they don't sound like they shouldn't be on the same track, which Fatboy Sharif can do to a lot of artists. The Blue and Quelle track, like Quelle, like it's true that I have like some like Open Mike Eagles verse, Fatboy Sharif, and Quelle to me, also Sonny Jim. They all stand out for a variety of different reasons. Quelle is wiling on his shit, right?
As he does.
But I do think that while at times it does be like on some rapping to rap shit where it feels like maybe the next bar was just something that he thought was fly that rhymed with it, and it's not some type of like really like, you know what I mean, like a real wordsmith type of cat. His personality is what makes it feel unique to me and adds to it. He'll say some shit like, I told my homies how the census affects us. He me the best, yo. I heard that's consensus. And it's just like he has so many lines where it's just like, oh, that's fucking hilarious and that's dope. I'm in a circle like Vishnu. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that, like I've never heard a lot of the type of references he makes because he comes from a very distinct part of like culture that I'm outside of. So maybe if I was deep in like the Puja rap community, I'm like, oh, that's one of them old fucking yo mama, you know what I mean? But like even a Yo Mama track, like that's mad funny.
But also I kind of appreciate something I like about this record compared to even like Nehru Jackets and some of the Das Racist stuff is that I don't really feel a divide of like, oh, this is the serious track, this is a joke track, this is a serious track, this is a serious track, this is a joke track. Like on Nehru Jacket, you have a track like NYC Cops, which is like one of the most scathing indictments of the NYPD ever put to record, where he's like listing the names of, young unarmed men who were violently murdered by the police. And then like you have a track like women,
Computers.
they like to go swimming. Sometimes they don't.
Computers. I feel you. Like, this album to me, it kind of plays more like a, it's what I was kind of hoping to come back from. Like it's a mixture of all these different parts of what makes him an interesting artist put together and not really divided or compartmentalized. And like even the song Accent, which to me is like it is deep and it's got the great Saul Williams on it. And you would think that maybe it gets a little bit kind of like hand-holdy, let me explain this to you, walk with you and explain it like you were a small child, or even like high-minded where he's like, let me explain the nuances to you with this. But he brings it to just such a ground level where he's just kind of questioning like, how many likes will my hate crime receive? How does my accent sound when I'm crying? How does my accent sound when I'm dying? And all these other parts about like the visa expiring, just this experience. And what's crazy is that it's just like, it's just kind of like, you almost don't know that you're getting that. If you don't pay attention, he's like, okay, this is called some hip hop shit. You know what I mean? But he's able to take like this high-minded concept idea and just bring it down to you to surface level without being overly pretentious.
But I think that's the flaw with the album, though. I do feel like it points in the album, it gets kind of to the point it wears you down. In my opinion, because you keep hearing the rhyme scheme. You're right, he is saying complex things. The visa thing really hit with me too. But after a while, I'm just like, I kind of heard this before.
I don't know. Like, I have an opposite feeling because like the features break it up really crazy.
And
like
it's only 44 minutes long. Yeah.
And you have like Cool Keith come on, and who the fuck starts a verse with stimulating thoughts with that National Basketball Team Association crossover? Like that's a full sentence that just like doesn't and it's dope. Like. Heems ends it off with like, my plate full with the seasonings and toppings. I'm selling drugs to the parents on the school street. Yo, check me out. I got a song with Cool Keith. And like, even when I'm like, all right, Heems is doing it again, we've got like Sir Michael Rock's feature. And then Open Mike Eagle comes on. And the song is like about the fucking, the chakra, like the third chakra or whatever, right? And Open Mike Eagle's so ill on that it's just like, even if this was like a Mike Eagle track and not a Heems track, like Heems is fucking killing on it, and they all killing on it. I actually didn't get tired of it at any point. I didn't get tired of kind of the maybe like Bollywood cinematic aspects of the production or anything like that. That shit just worked out for me. I've got a lot of lines from this from a lot of the MCs that is just dope. Like it was hard. I was trying to think like who is like what was the best feature? What was the you know what I mean? Like who was my favorite feature?
The best one.
I like Droog on that shit too. That's a throwback to what, Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
And that's a classic fucking bulk jam. But even that, I was just like, all right, I don't know if I like that better than Bangladesh, because Bangladesh is just like...
Well, the one thing that I really like about Sri Lanka with Heems and Neural Droog is like, it almost sounds like they're freestyling and they're fucking ill at it.
Yeah.
Like, Neural Droog, like, talks a lot of shit on that track.
He said, let go of the birds and make them an X like Elon. I was like, damn, that shit
Oh,
hard, bro.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like, yo.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he did.
I
Yeah, he
wish
said
I would
that.
have said that now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a bar.
Yeah. I mean, Droog is always fucking raw, and they're a dope combo together because Droog also has that like, I'm dope, but also like cooler than you. You know what I mean? And even though I'm different, like I'm still hella cooler than you. And yeah, that's what I get from the shit. Like to me, Heems is like a real fly cat, but like also kind of down to earth, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, this shit is crazy.
Also, let me just be clear, guys. I like the album. I'm not saying I don't like the album for y'all attack me. I thought it was a good album. I felt enjoying the album. It was great. But for me, the bars at times became pedestrian and it came like Cameron, water, sweeping water. It's like we're just saying stuff, which is okay. But, you know.
I mean, like here, he's got the yak in the back of the act, man. You know, but I think a lot of times it's like signaling to the funness of how like unserious he takes it and why his kind of unseriousness is like a charming aspect of his style too. But I could definitely hear if somebody walked into this and they hear like, oh, this is rapping, they might think this, oh, this is going to be like battle rapper crafted type of bars, when this is just like the dopest homie you know able to freestyle and make even the people that don't listen to rap be like, ah, word. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's
well done
how,
album. Yeah. Well done
this shit
album.
is fire. That Sonny Jim shit, yo, like I only know Sonny Jim through like his collaboration with like
Purist. He has some shit with Purist, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean there's a few, but like I don't know, I didn't pay much attention to him, but his verse on this shit is just so, it's so fire to me. And his voice, he sound like, I mean, like he mad British, but yeah.
Mad British.
He mad British, bro. Like, who starts off like it's a dope starter bar?
Sonny Jim, Ema. Hey, let's go. The question is, who's bankrolling this shit? That's number one. Number two, who's holding some bits?
You know what I mean? He sound like who?
bits.
The question, who's bankrolling the shit? He do sound like one of them little Peaky Blinders type of. I never watched the show,
Blinders.
but he sound like, you know what I mean, like bald head, like a bowler hat on, maybe with a cane. He might beat your ass with you. I mean, he probably got some suspenders on. I don't know. I don't know British people like
The
that. I
layer
don't know
cake.
Jet. You know what I mean? I just feel like he's like, now who's
Snatch,
bankrolling?
layer
Who's
cake.
bankrolling this shit? I
That's
watched
the saying, hungry as a pig.
Right? Do you know what a nemesis is? And I'm just like, oh shit, this fucking, these British cats is hard, bro. I didn't know I came from Inglewood, California, cuz. These motherfuckers got canes. No, just like, I'm fucking British. I don't fucking know. Yeah. But he kind of like, all right. But
yeah, he does fit the stereotype of I think of a British person.
He sound like a fucking, like, yeah, he on another level. Like, I'm not fucking with him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do feel like he has like a Kango hat and a cane.
And that shit sound like some real like nighttime back alley goon noir type of beat too. And the way he comes off on that shit is just incredible. I'm just like, bro, I don't know who you are, but if somebody's like, first off, who's bankrolling this shit? I'm just like,
him?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, bro. Like bankroll, I don't know who's behind it all.
What are bits,
bro? and you know, like I was saying, like that throwback to Heems being such a part of hip hop culture and such a head. He's 38 years old. That means he's like a generation of high school behind me and you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he got Cool Calm Pete on this shit. New York legend, Babbletron, like Lost. The Def Jux album from Cool Calm Pete came out in 2005. That's, you know what I mean? Like, there ain't no reason to get him on there other than you respect him as an artist and know he's fucking dope. Yeah. You know, I don't feel like he's even Cool Keith, right? Cool Keith's still ill. He always been ill. He's a flavor that has to be kind of, you know what I mean, taken in. But he just dropped a new album with AWOL 1. It's fire. It's dope. And yo, so many Open Mic Eagles dope on this. Trash talking is Pez dispensing. My head intact, but my fez is missing. Don't get it twisted. Leg submissions. Bro, he said, from a long line of collar poppers, I wish I met my father's father. Me too, bro. I feel the same. I'm saying that same shit. I might take that with me for tomorrow. Smoke trees during intermission. I'm track 3 from It Was Written. Street Dreams are, man.
Street Dreams.
Blue. so dope. I don't know, man. Like everything on this album is really dope. That Fatboy Sharif ending is also amazing. My daughter was saying "Yo Mama" so much this morning as I was playing it. I gotta rock with it, bro. Fucking great, phenomenal album. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one grows on me more and sticks around in the top 10. It's early in the year, so it's guaranteed a really dope fire listen for me. I'm really happy to have Heems back, and I want him to continue down this trajectory of this type of art and these type of collaborations and being a part of, you know, the kind of bubbling, growing independent hip hop community. Cats like Quelle wasn't really bubbling back in 2000 and you know what I mean, in 2012. Cats like Fatboy Sharif, Open Mike Eagle was emerging and shit, but you know what I mean, like Droog and all these cats, like I just feel like be back in that mix. Even though Eat Pray Thug is one of the hardest album titles of all time, that one missed me. I might have to go back, but this one fire.
Well, especially with the the etymology of the word thug comes from India, right? Like
I didn't know
like,
that.
Yeah. So this is like the original.
I thought it meant like truly humbled under God.
That young thug tell you.
Yeah.
So thug is like the original colonial British version of the knockout game scare. Like, so the like British like colonial powers, they were like, yeah, like be careful when you're traveling because there's these Indian group known as the thug or the thuggy who are going around like robbing and killing people. You know, if they see a white person, they'll just kill you. And people started tripping over it. That's like, yo, the thugs, the thuggy. And it might come from, I think it might be a Punjabi word or a Hindi word, but like thug means like deception in one of those Indian languages. But
that's why they line up at the doors for Secret House. They get the fact.
This is why,
contemporary historical accounts are now like, like probably the thuggy like didn't exist. Probably not actually a thing. Probably just some shit that the British colonial powers were like spreading because they were scared of the local population.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I heard that Tupac specifically kept his unibrow in place as a signal back to Punjabi culture.
There we go. Thuggy life.
I would say, man, this album was great for the production, and I would love to see what Lapgun does in the future, because once again, the mix of all the instruments, the traditional Punjabi instruments and the chants with these beats really worked for me. Also, you did a lot of things with the production that I haven't heard before. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like seriously, the percussion was really on point. And Heems, hoping I didn't come off too scathing, but yeah, good album.
Who knows if he even watched this one? He said you went to war and only came back with the trauma. What did he say? This beat is crazy. I love Fatboy Sharif over drums, bro. Yeah. But anyways, man, Secret House against all the patrons on the screen right now, and yeah, we appreciate all of y'all.
Me, I just do the rumba porque esta es la rumba. Yo, I'm fucking great at rapping.
Ayo, please.
See what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah. Is that like one of those filler bars, or is that one of the most brilliant ways to be like, hey? Oh, we didn't do our favorite tracks. What are we doing? One more. My favorites: Accent, Yo Mama, and Bukayo Saka.
Hey, shouts out to Bukayo Saka.
He's a footballer, right?
Yeah. As in soccer.
Yeah.
My favorite tracks was Yellow Chakra and Sri Lanka.
Stupid, Dumb, Illiterate, Accent.
Damn, that was a
Obi
good one
Toppin.
Stupid, Dumb, Illiterate was good too. Came in with that centaur. I was like, oh, what are we doing here, buddy?
Yeah, that beat's fucking hard.
Yeah, like, I'm in. You got me, buddy.
Secret House.
Yeah, look at the Patrons.
Yeah. Look at Elspade.
Yeah.
Hi.
The question: who's bankrolling this shit?
Get some bits.
It's the Patrons bankrolling this shit. Appreciate y'all.
Cheeseburger.
Hey, you know, I didn't know a Welsh rare bit was a rare bit. I thought it was a Welsh rabbit when I first heard it. I'm looking at Jet like, hey, British food. He's like,
Yo mama, yo mama, yo mama, yo mama.